continues its annual partnership with the Empowerment Congress for a community celebration and dialogue to educate, engage, and empower. This year's theme is resilience in the face of chaos.
Can't wait to see what's up next.
Y'all ain't ready for this.
And new this year is our State of Black Women in Los Angeles Symposium, moderated by Dominique DiPrima, with a luncheon to follow. Dominique will be leading a dialogue with some of the most impactful Black women leaders in Los Angeles, and you're invited to join.
This is it.
All of these events are free, but seating is limited, so you must register in advance at our KBLA1580.com website, where you can find all the details you need about each event.
Check it out.
It's our 4th anniversary, and we would love to celebrate it with you.
I love you guys so much. There's nothing you can do about it.
We're KBLA Talk 1580.
The only Black talk radio station west of the Mississippi.
Thank you for having our Black.
Happy anniversary, KBLA!
We love you. Love you.
First things first.
First things first, it's the DU General, Money B. I'ma put you up on the schedule, 6 to 9, 8 weekdays, not doing serious. We got a lot to talk about, so much to pedal through. Unapologetically progressive. Tune to KBLA 1580 to get the mess. We're your ancestors' favorite radio station. First Black on talk radio, left side of the nation. Me and Dominique DiPrima go way back. Tag Smiley making sure the station stays black. Discussing all the issues in our community. We're hosted Black and Brown and others find unity. So let's talk about it. Maybe we can improve it. Digital underground, always down with the movement. So we tune in to First Things First with the Queen of Black Talk Radio, Dominique DiPrima. Go sis.
First things first.
KBLA Talk 1580, good morning and God bless. I'm Dominique DiPrima. This show is called First Things First, and my first thing, before I even get on this microphone, giving thanks, giving praise, and asking for blessings from God, asking for the blessings of the ancestors and the elders, and let's go. Happy Thursday. The way we do this show right here on a Thursday, hour one, we look local. That means left coast, west coast side of town and everything that impacts it. Hour two, we go national, international, and beyond. And in the third hour, we do a deep dive with a person, a topic, a thing. So we're doing all of that today, and you are invited in every hour at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. You can call and speak up if you want to bring something up, or you want to keep talking about a thing that we've been on. Well, that's what we're here for. 800-920-1580. You can also tap in with the comments section on YouTube. It is very active, very lively spot. We stream every morning, youtube.com. Then it's KBLA 1580. And so you can get in that way. And of course, hit us up on social media. We're on every platform at KBLA1580.com, KBLA 1580 on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, all the things, TikTok. And I'm around too at diprimaradio. Okay, I'm going to admit I'm not on Snapchat, but everywhere else I just mentioned diprimaradio, DIPRIMA, and then radio, and been doing a lot more on TikTok these days. So that's fun. And I love to see you in all of those places. I'm really tickled by the debates and conversations that are going on every platform. And they're based on different clips from the show. And they're on such a wide variety of topics that it is possible for you to jump on any of those socials and just jump right in to a conversation about anything from race, reparations, relationships, money. It's all happening there. on the socials. Please do like, follow, subscribe, and all that stuff when you get there. Yeah. So that's what we got going on right now. Looking forward to talking with ACLU board member and the publisher and editor of the LA Progressive. Sharon Kyle joins me next hour. You're invited in then as well. But right now we got many things to cover. If you want to do that, and I got one or two small opinions. Oh man, the mission and the commitment remains to stay encouraged, to remember we are powerful. When we fight, we win. To remember that we are not weak. So if we're strong, then we have to act like we're strong. And there's a lot of people doing that. So we just have to get close to those folks and, do as they do. Be strong. Let that courage contagion go around, and remember that this is just one chapter in a very long book. So as this current Republican administration is putting Confederate statues and monuments to the traitors that tried to divide our country during the Civil War and fought on the side of the enslavers, as they're restoring those things, they are also taking down things that they consider woke. Apparently, honoring people who tried to overthrow this government way back in the day is just as acceptable as pardoning those who tried to overthrow this country just a few years ago. So while they're running around putting the racist Confederates back up on their little thrones, the ones that haven't been melted down or smashed and destroyed. Note to selves next time, don't leave them anything to put back up. Not a threat, just a suggestion. Anyway, now the administration is here in California wanting to take the name of Harvey Milk off of a naval ship. Harvey Milk is a hero in the LGBTQ plus community, a gay rights leader, and his name is on one of those Navy ships. Of course, happy Pride Month, y'all. Here comes your attacks. Just like we got our timely demotion of all of the, or really not even a demotion, the removal of all of the oversight of police reform agreements. We got that on the anniversary of George Floyd's murder. Now, just as Pride Month starts up, the Pentagon is saying that they're going to take Harvey Milk off of this naval ship. He was a supervisor in San Francisco in the 1970s, one of the first, out LGBTQ plus politicians in the whole country. He was assassinated at City Hall in 1978, and he became very powerful symbol for the LGBTQ plus community. Of course, I grew up in San Francisco, so we grew up learning about Harvey Milk. Well, California's clapping back, saying, you can't just come and do that. But actually, I think that the Pentagon can do that. They won't confirm or deny that they're going to rename that ship. But the Fox News guy, who's our Secretary of Defense, says he wants these military ships to reflect a warrior ethos, whatever that means. I would think dying for your rights, being assassinated for your rights is pretty warrior ethos. But maybe that's just me. I doubt it. And I'm not even LGBTQTIA, but I'm definitely an ally. It's really interesting to me to see, I know, I said interesting, I heard myself saying it, and I thought of my friend Tavis Smiley, who doesn't like that word because it's not clear what you're really saying. So I'll say ironic, maybe puzzling, to see how these communities are coming out to try to stop ICE agents from arresting people in the community during these raids. And I say it's puzzling because many of these folks voted for Trump. They voted for this anti-immigrant agenda, thinking or leading themselves to believe that it would create more jobs. I believe when they see the brutality of how it's going down and the sort of chaotic way that these agents are moving with their faces covered, not showing a badge, and having zero transparency about where they're taking people or on what grounds, that folks are not comfortable with it. It doesn't feel like part of a democratic republic. It feels like part of a banana republic or some authoritarian Eastern European type situation. And I'll give you an example. Last week in San Diego, ICE raided 2 Italian restaurants that are really popular in sort of an upscale area there. ICE agents with the masks, armed to the teeth, and Homeland Security agents, and that's the other thing. You don't always even know what agency these folks are coming from. They had search warrants at these 2 Italian restaurants, and they went in and raided. Of course, they raided, they've raided other spots. The Home Depot, they've raided some, what we'll call underground nightclubs. But in this case, patrons and neighbors started to chant shame, 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 and started blocking these agents from driving out. And then those ICE and Homeland Security folks used the flashbangs to try to disperse the crowd. So it's quite a chaotic scene. And this has played out not just in California, it's played out in New York and in other states where people just don't want to let these folks drag people away. And the reason I find it puzzling is because I really think that a lot of these people voted for this. I have a friend, I use that term loosely, who loves this. There's some channel where you can constantly stream ICE removing people from places and police arresting the unhoused as part of the current Republican administration agenda. And he cheers it on. He's owning what he voted for. But these folks, they're in San Diego. They're chanting shame, 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 trying to keep those feds from leaving with these people that they are planning to deport or whatever they're going to do on whatever grounds they're going to do it. I just think a lot of these folks were down with this agenda, but when they see the reality of it, maybe they don't like it. And that's puzzling to me. None of this was secret. I'm not one of these people who's sitting around laughing going FAFO. I am saying FAFO, but to me it's not funny when people are being laid off from their jobs, separated from their families, taken without rights being recognized or honored in any way. And that's not funny. It's not a laughing matter to me. What I see is the unraveling of our system. What I see is the abridgment of our rights. What I see is they're coming for them now and you later. That's what I see. But it's getting real because these are folks, and most of the people I've seen in the videos are white people, although I have seen some, in other cities, Latinos and black folks standing up to ICE. But in the San Diego case, most of these are white folks, and they are very angry about the way the feds use the flashbangs and disperse the crowd. Those of us who have been at protests for, against war or for Black Lives Matter or whatever it might be are not surprised by that. But these folks are. They expect their rights to be honored. We're going to see where this goes. 800-920-1580. That's the number to call if you have a thing to say. I'm Dominique DiPrima, and this is KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
LA's newest soul food restaurant is getting spectacular reviews. Great place with amazing food. The Sunday champagne brunch is fabulous. I saw the place on IG. We tried it for lunch. We were blown away by the food and the service. The restaurant has an inviting atmosphere and a dynamic vibe. Over the years, Lionel has catered most major Black events in Los Angeles, including all of our KBLA Talk 1580 gatherings. But now he has his own spot, Lionel's Soul Food Cuisine, and you need to check it out at 8501 South Vermont Avenue in Los Angeles. Oxtails, baked or fried chicken, meatloaf, turkey chops, pork chops, catfish, short ribs, and all the fixins. Collard greens, mac and cheese, yams, red beans, black-eyed peas, and more. And of course, hot water cornbread, satisfying drinks, and delicious desserts. Lionel's is a great place for brunch, lunch, or dinner. If it's good enough for us, it's good enough for you, because we've got your Blac. So, head on over to Lionel's Soul Food Cuisine at 8501 South Vermont Avenue in Los Angeles and tell Lionel you heard about it on KBLA Talk 1580.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Febreze.
As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar!
We've got a lot to talk about.
I'm Reverend Gerald, the life coach. Is someone you love struggling with addiction and mental illness? Is improving your family's health important? Want to leave a legacy that your family can grow? Are you ready to enhance your perception of life experiences? Then wake up weekends at 7 a.m. with Urban Family Focus and get the wisdom, opportunity, resources, and motivation to live your best life. Join the conversation on Urban Family Focus Saturday and Sunday at 7 a.m.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your Blac.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
Getting back to me, getting back to you at 800-920-1580. 800-920-1580. Carl from LA is on my phone. Good morning, Carl.
Hey, good morning to you, Dominique. How you doing this morning?
I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm great. Everything's going good this morning. I'm going to walk out the door in a minute. Hey, I was looking at the Times and on this Spectrum One. They came up with something about $40 million went to the police department for bonuses and raises and the pension fund. And I'm wondering how they're going to get that back and how did the mayor and the city council members make that mistake. But my question to you is, Dominique, is if they going after immigrants and you say they may come after us one day,
it's not really one day. You know, you saw it 2 weeks ago. ICE arrested my brother, a black man and a U.S. citizen. You know, and it's now he got released in one day. He happened to be the mayor of the city where they arrested him. But I'm just saying it's already starting.
Yeah, I seen that. Something about him yesterday in the news. Is he filing a lawsuit on that?
Yeah, they did.
They
did. They are suing. Alina Habba, the prosecutor in the case, and the Trump administration clapped back because they can't help themselves, is what I think. they started insulting my brother. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, if I show my driver's license and Social Security card, that won't help me to stay if they decide they want to just start kicking people out of the country. I got a birth certificate. Where they planning on sending me?
We don't know is the problem, right? Could be, I would imagine El Salvador, because he said the worst of the worst. And when I say he, I mean the president. And when he says the worst of the worst, he usually means black people or Latinos, but usually black people. Look at the list of so-called ish-hole countries, Yeah,
well, I've been calmed down for over 47 years now. I mean, I haven't been kicking up no.
What are you going to do? You don't even know who's arresting you. So how are you going to, you know what I mean? And they're not, for the most part, they're not even telling people where they're taking people.
Yeah.
So
Bakersfield's the best place to be right now. They grow all the food in Bakersfield. I'd rather live up there and buy a house up there in Bakersfield.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not moving to Bakersfield. I like my radio show. I like my community. I like my town. And I'm not running away from these doggone people, but you're right. We do have to have a plan. I saw Christine Amanpour from CNN talking about how when she came here to speak at Harvard, she was worried she'd be detained at the border, so she had a burner phone. She decided to use a burner phone. I have read that some folks have been detained for having a burner phone because they think they're a terrorist because there's nothing on their phone. On the other hand, but on the other hand, I saw this lawyer from a reputable organization on Instagram talking about how we should carry a letter, a sign, a sealed, stamped, addressed letter to our attorney so that if we're snatched up by ICE, either when you go to a protest or when you go in or out of the country, so that if we're snatched up by ICE or Homeland Security or some other weirdo white supremacist masked men, we can hand it to someone in the crowd and ask them to put it in a mailbox so someone knows we're gone. Because literally, you could be snatched up and no one knows where you are. That's where we are in America right now. It's happening. It's not speculation. It's not hyperbole.
Yeah, well, most of the ICE agents that I see are Latino, Hispanic, or European. I never see a black one.
At that point, they're blue, right? I mean, really.
Okay.
I think. Yeah. Because I don't think that a black ICE agent is going to give you a break if they've decided you went to a protest and they're going to try to revoke your citizenship or just arrest you on some charge. And like my brother, and then the way they reported on Fox News, like he was protesting, and the spokesperson for the Trump administration said he stormed an ICE facility, which is absolutely not true. And you can look on the tape and see that it's not true. So they're just lying in their official. Well, that's not new, but I mean, you see what I'm saying? You're saying you're assuming they're playing by the rules. And what I'm telling you is it appears that they are not. They're defying judges. They're not identifying themselves. Forget about being read your rights, not telling people where they're being taken. I think this is a problem.
Yeah, well, I hope we don't get caught up in that because, like you say, Dominic, we need a plan. Thank you for giving me time.
Yeah, well, thank you for being part of our KBLA delegation, Carl. I always appreciate you. And it's not that I'm trying to scare us. I'm trying to prepare us. To be mindful. What do you have a plan when you travel? When you go to a protest, you should have a plan. Some folks say not to bring your phone to a protest. I don't know if I agree with that because you want to have a locator and you're going to need to get in touch with whoever you came with. Not going alone is advice that I received from one of the top security minds in the country. If you're going to go to a protest, do not go alone, and make sure that you each have talked to each other about how you're going to move if someone is detained, right? And so that's part of it, is not to be afraid, not to be a punk, but to be ready. Okay, I've got this letter I could hand to a stranger. They can mail it to my lawyer. Okay, I have my friend's lawyers contacted my phone in case they're detained, and vice versa. We've talked through a plan what would happen at this protest if we're unlawfully or lawfully accused of something, dragged away. I mean, because honestly, anyone can get an ICE uniform. It's an easy Halloween costume / cosplay. So, and even if it's a legit one, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So I think that's where we have to be at, especially if you're an activist, a change maker, or if you're a green card holder, right? A visa holder who's not a citizen. I happen to be descendant of so-called freedmen, but so is my brother. And, you know, they arrested him. You got to think, if they're going to detain the mayor of a city doing his job in his city, what will they do to Joe or Jane average? We've got news, traffic, and sports. Then call me. KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. The FBI has joined the investigation into a violent attack at Pike's Pub in Fort Wayne, Indiana. A black man was beaten by white men wearing outlaw motorcycle vests. Sheriff Troy Hirschberger says the FBI's involvement will help build the strongest case possible. Here's what Fort Wayne's Black Mayor Sharon Tucker had to say.
If you do something in the city, we are going to find you, and we are going to hold you accountable.
The DOJ links the outlaws to criminal activity. A Guatemalan man deported to Mexico has returned to the U.S. after a court ordered his return. Identified as OCG, he landed in California Wednesday and contacted his legal team while clearing customs. And Savannah, Georgia's Black Mayor Van Johnson is being praised for helping catch a scammer. Over the weekend, he kept a caller posing as a sheriff's deputy on the line long enough for authorities to trace the call. Investigators say they now have a suspect. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
If former Clippers star Paul George decides to watch the NBA Finals, he can say he was a major factor in the Oklahoma City Thunder and Indiana Pacers playing for a championship. George was traded by OKC in 2019 to the Clippers for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and 5 first-round draft picks. OKC used 2 of those picks to select All-Star guard Jalen Williams and rookie guard Dylan Jones, a key player off the bench for OKC. In 2017, Indiana traded George to OKC for guard Victor Oladipo and center Domantas Sabonis. 2 years later, the Pacers used Sabonis in a trade with Sacramento to get Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton and Gilgeous-Alexander have their teams on the doorstep of an NBA championship. As for George, a 9-time All-Star, he's stuck with a Philadelphia 76ers team that is nowhere close to competing for an NBA title. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you ready to play? Then jump into the LA 84 Foundation's free Playday Block Party, a community celebration for all ages, including live music, dancing, LA's pro sports teams, great local food trucks, plus special giveaways for you to take home. Enjoy an exciting, fun-filled day for the entire family. Join us Saturday, June 28th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 2141 West Adams Boulevard. To register, go to la84.org. We'll see you Saturday, June 28th at LA 84 Foundation's free Playday Block Party.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PUSH to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PUSH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PUSH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text TIGER to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text TIGER to 321-321. That's TIGER to 321-321.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare, and I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare or you'll pay nothing. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-857-8866. 800-857-8866. 800-857-8866.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yes, indeed. I appreciate you. 800-920-1580. Yeah, Miles was pointing out something I've been tracking, which is the 20 countries that are now banned from the U.S., either fully or partly. And it includes a whole bunch of places in Africa: Chad, Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti might as well be in Africa, black as it is, Somalia, Sudan, and then, the Middle East, of course, Afghanistan, Iran, Yemen, Burma, and suspensions for Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. Majority of those are blackity, black, in case you weren't paying attention. And if you look at the full list of the ones that they're putting restrictions on, and it's a longer list than this. These are the ones that are actually banned or severely restricted. It's mostly African countries. Surprise! The ones labeled ish-hole countries. So, people on the internet are joking, just, oh, well, I'm going to say I'm from Hawaii, so when they deport me, I can go on vacation. Yeah, I get that it's laugh to keep from crying type stuff, but these people are not playing. They're not playing at all. And if you remember the Muslim ban of 2017, that black is the new Muslim. He don't care if you're Muslim, Christian. The nations that I listed, in Africa have a variety of different religious backgrounds. So Black is the new Muslim, apparently, or African, I should say. Now, they're saying that they're going to make exceptions if you're a permanent resident who's here legally, or if you're a visa holder. They say individuals whose entry serves U.S. national interests, which is very vague. In other words, if we decide to let you in, it's kind of like going to a nightclub and standing in line. The bouncer says who gets in, that kind of thing. But it all goes down at the border where you have very few rights, right? And where U.S. citizens, people on legal visas, including at least one white girl from Canada who was detained for multiple days, who had paperwork, they just decided she was suspicious. It's up to them what they decide to do. So that's why I'm saying we have to have a plan, not to scare you, but to prepare you. Let's go to Shayon calling us from Long Beach. Good morning, sir.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm blessed. How are you doing?
I'm great. Well, let me say, I was born in the territory of Georgia, and our whole bloodline, because we did the research, we all from right there in what we call the state of Georgia.
Right.
So where would I send me? I'm just curious.
Who knows? I mean, probably El Salvador. I think that, we're talking we're talking about a brutal fascist regime, which is close with Trump, and which he's already paid $6 million. Why is that funny? To have them house our prisoners?
Because Dominique, they can't send us nowhere. Much as they would love to, they were just chomping at the bit. Ooh, they would really love to do that, but they can't send us nowhere.
How can they not? How can they not?
Because they know they didn't bring us all from no Africa or no slave ship. They know that.
Okay.
We just the fools that don't know that. And so
I know it. I know where my family's from. I mean, but the point of the matter is you're acting like you're talking about an administration which is defying the courts, the Supreme Court. So why would they care about your rights?
Dominique, if they could have sent us somewhere, trust me, we would have been out of here a long time ago.
Okay, well, I hope you're right, Shayon. But I wouldn't take that to the bank.
And look, you see how fast they let your brother go? That was all just nonsense.
But we know why that happened, though. He was getting too much press. He's running for governor. RAS for governor, RAS for governor. .com if you want to donate.
And where was they going to send your brother to? Nowhere.
I mean, they had him in federal detention. That's where they had him. No, they wouldn't have sent him to El Salvador. But he's the mayor of a city. He's not some guy that they can paint as a, gang member. What was he saying? The most dangerous, the worst of the worst. I don't know your personal background, but I think they'll take any shred of an affiliation and try to say, like that poor guy, the gay hairstylist with the tattoos. Now they're saying he's MS-13 or something. No, Tren de Aragua.
Yeah.
Tren de Aragua meets Glee, maybe, but it doesn't matter. It's what they say, You saw the digitally altered photo of the so-called tattoos. It is funny. I mean, it's laugh to keep from crying funny, but I don't know, Shayon. I think you're taking it. I'm glad you're not stressed about it, but I think you're underestimating the mendacity and criminality of this administration.
Well, if they did, I would like to go back to. I would like to go to Savannah, Georgia.
Well, I don't think they can deport people to Savannah, Georgia, Shayon. Usually that's another country that's implied in the word deport.
Let me on a serious tip.
I mean, Libya is another place they're talking about sending people. Who knows? Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah. Guantanamo, Atlanta. Send me to Atlanta.
Okay, Shayon. I'll make sure I'll make a note of that. But were you about to say? You said on a serious note, what?
It's about the Democratic Party in the election of 2028.
Okay.
And since, Black women voted 92% for the Democratic Party and Kamala Harris, Black men was 82% for
82 or 85, depending on who you ask. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we had European women that voted 54% for Trump.
Yep.
A lot of other ethnic groups went for Trump,
including Latinos. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. So my question is this: since we stayed 10 toes down for the Democratic Party, Kamala Harris, we need to have a defined list. And my suggestion is reparations and police reform.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, that actually is totally sensible. We're the only ones that stuck with you. What do we get? Politics is transactional. What's in it for us right now?
And what I'm saying also is they need to put it in the Democratic platform. They need to campaign on it.
They're not going to campaign on reparations. I would.
No, well, this is my point, right? What are those other groups? Let me say this: those other groups going to come back because they had a bad experience with voting for Trump, so they're going to come back to the Democratic Party.
Some of them,
yeah. Well, most of them are.
You think so? Really? You think we keep saying white women are going to break this way, and it seems they never do.
I ain't talking about them.
Oh, okay, gotcha. You talking about Latinos?
Yeah, right.
Or are you talking about the 15% in the Latino? Yeah, maybe.
They're gonna come back because they just had a horrible experience with the Trump administration. Okay, fine. But what we can't do is allow the Democratic talking heads in the political hierarchy in the party tell Black people that, hey, our number one priority is Ukraine
and Liz Cheney.
And immigration reform and all that. We have to make sure that we get our needs met first.
Yeah, I think that is a fair point. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we're all you got.
That's all I want.
We're all you got. What do we get?
So,
yeah, I think that is an excellent point, and they are going to need us in 2028. I don't think. And apparently you don't either think that relying on white women who say, oh, no, we have no more rights, and now we're chanting shame, shame, shame. I don't think that's reliable. Latinos may be breaking back this way to some extent. I'm still arguing with some of those 15% of Black men who are now impressed with a new round of pardons, So... and be a young boy, and this implication that he may pardon Diddy, that's enough to convince some of the men that I know that Trump has got our backs.
Well, look, they just in a special little. You know how you was in school. You had those special people over there.
That clique, they sit on that bench. Okay, got it. Shayon, I always appreciate talking with you. Thank you for calling. All right, we're going to go to Stan calling from Altadena. Good morning, Jambo. Hola. Buenos dias. What's up?
Yeah. Dominique, this is serious now.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, there was a committee hearing in Sacramento to lower the price of, let me back up, gas is going up.
No doubt.
65 cents in July. There was a committee hearing to lower that. And our friend Isaac Byron, as well as the other Black Assembly people, voted against it. Now, here's the outrageous part.
Well, first of all, let me say that you can't
Twitter
automatically hold on. You can't automatically lower gas prices. Otherwise, I suppose maybe the president would do something about it.
No. The AQMD has changed
Air Quality Management District.
They changed the formula for gasoline, which is going to raise it by 65 cents. This bill would have voided the AQMD recommendations, and they voted against it. Every black assembly person.
So what you're saying is the black assembly people stood up for the environment, and you have a problem with that.
Let me finish.
We go back and forth. That's how we do the show. I don't know if you listen, but we kind of go back and forth like you're at my kitchen table. So no, you won't finish, but yes, you will get to talk.
Okay. Can you understand my frustration with gas prices?
Yes, I do, and I know that a lot of people are frustrated with them, including myself. But many times in California, we're given this choice. We have to choose between clean, breathable air or higher prices. And that's why we need to get off of our gas dependency.
So anyway, I just thought it was very disrespectful of Isaac to block me on his Twitter page just because I wanted to have some answers. So,
well, I don't know what you were doing up there. Were you writing crazy stuff?
No. I don't do that.
Okay. I don't know, because you know how people are on Twitter. It's kind of a scary place.
It is. But, I mean, I'm genuinely concerned about these, because we're going to have the gas price is going to be raised twice in July. The first one, as I just mentioned, and then the automatic sales tax goes up every July. So that's my concern.
Well, are you also
answers.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm sure he'll be back here and we'll talk about it when he gets back here. But are you not concerned about the fact that the Trump administration has decided they can come in and override the clean air standards that California has put in place?
No.
When we had the worst air in the country. No, you're fine with that, with them overriding?
No. I don't support anything that Trump supports. I'm not a Trump person. And I don't know anything about Trump coming here suspending. I don't care about that. I care about my gas prices. That's all.
So I feel like it's such a false equivalency, but it's one that we're constantly faced with. The Republicans say, well, if we get rid of all these regulations and pollute the air, prices will go down, which is true. But then what price are we paying in terms of, asthma and cancers and all of these healthcare costs? It's not that simple. Are you talking about Senate Bill 2? This was proposed by the Senate Minority Leader.
Yes.
So this was a Republican bill that was meant to stop the air quality standards. I understand that for you prices are more important, and I get that for a lot of consumers we have to draw the line somewhere. But I just think that with the Trump administration already intervening in unprecedented ways to take away our electric car mandates and to try to overturn our clean air standards, why would Democrats vote for dirtier air? I know you see it as a vote for more expensive gas, but they see it as a vote for dirtier air.
Dominique.
Yeah.
We're all affected by gas prices. Everything we touch is transported by fuel vehicles.
That's right.
We have a lot of poor people in this state. And
way too many.
We just cannot absorb a 65-cent raise in gasoline. You can.
But you know what? There's other ways to try to bring those down. First of all, you got to You got to deal with the price gouging that's happening from these oil refineries, and we know that
There's no
that,
price
that is
gouging.
okay. Well,
Governor Newsom's committee, some committee investigated that, and they said it was not true that there was price gouging. And why aren't they price gouging in Texas? It's $2.75 in Texas. Why?
Everything's cheaper in Texas, but you know what the catch is? You got to live in Texas. That's the catch.
I'm from Texas.
Okay, are you there now, though?
No.
I rest my case. I hear you, Stan, and I'm sure the lawmakers do too, because they tend to listen to KBLA, thankfully. And I certainly keep your eye on my socials. I'm at diprimaradio or KBLA 1580, because Assemblymember Isaac Bryan is definitely a regular on this show, and I've never known him to be one that was afraid to face the music. Next time he comes, I will be sure to ask him.
Thank you.
Maybe he'll even unblock you. Thank you, Stan. I appreciate the call. Stan called me at 800-920-1580. I invite you to do the same, 800-920-1580. I'm Dominique DiPrima, and this right here, KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to gear with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
Every mother deserves a healthy and joyous pregnancy and birth. And every baby deserves to thrive. That's why the Los Angeles County Abundant Birth Project is here. The Abundant Birth Project is a guaranteed income program that provides cash during pregnancy to pregnant individuals at the highest risk of preterm and low birth rate babies. Although program enrollment has closed, our commitment to Black joy and thriving continues. Through tailored services that foster mental well-being and community-based resources, we provide care and support during pregnancy and after the baby is born to help build brighter futures for our families. Join us in celebrating abundant births in LA County. For more information, please visit abundantbirthproject.org. abundantbirthproject.org.
Catch Prep is now enrolling for summer credit recovery in fall 2025. As South Los Angeles' top-performing high school in English, math, and college access, Catch Prep is welcoming all 9th through 12th graders to enroll now. Catch Prep offers a small, supportive, and safe learning environment to help all students succeed, so that all students feel valued, respected, and motivated to reach their full potential. For the past 20 years, Catch Prep has helped more students of color gain admission to top-tier universities, with our graduating seniors earning a total of $3 million in scholarships, more than any other school in Los Angeles. We are dedicated to helping all students turn your college dreams into reality. Catch Prep is now enrolling. Visit us online at catchhighschool.com or call 323-293-3917. Spaces limited. Please enroll now for summer credit recovery and fall 2025. Call 323-293-3917 or enroll today at catchhighschool.com.
Find a righteous rage and don't be afraid to say what you see. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
We are, and we're here to talk about it, whatever it is. You can call me, 800-920-1580. To Stan's point also about this 65 cents per gallon, that is what the Republicans are saying the gas cost will be. Independent experts have said 5 cents. So we don't know what the truth is. It could be somewhere. Actually, they've said between 5 cents and 8 cents. Republicans are saying 65 cents. And then there's a gas tax, which is going up 2 cents. So we're talking about 7 to 10 cents per gallon, not 65 cents. But, who knows? Because these folks are giving us talking points to support their agendas. That's what they do. Meanwhile, our Senator Alex Padilla, has already blocked 4 different Environmental Protection Agency nominees single-handedly from being confirmed. Good job, Senator. Of course, why is that important and why is it related? Because the administration is trying to undo all of the things that California has put in place where you can now breathe the air in LA and you don't have to cut it with a knife. We had the worst smog in the whole country. It's not like that anymore. But under, these new rules or lack of rules, they're changing that. Let's go to Kelly calling us from Compton, changing back to the old bad air.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm doing good. I wasn't calling about the air. I was calling about what we talked about yesterday, Measure G.
Yes.
I was familiar
Lord.
with it a little bit. Yeah, but what I was surprised when you said that there were no term limits, and I was like, I didn't hear that. But what came across was, do you think this is how the people's president, not mine either, is going to go through a Measure G somewhere else when he says that he's going to be the last president that we're going to vote for and all this other kind of stuff?
Okay, well, those are two interesting. It's interesting that you're relating these two. One is a county measure here in LA County to have an elected CEO who can be there forever. That could be like the new emperor of LA County. And then the idea that the president has said he will possibly run in 2028, never ever step down. And I think they're going to, they may come up with something. Measure G was already in place for these things. We don't have an equivalent to that on the federal level, but they'll come up with an excuse. I've heard a couple theories. Legal scholars have debunked them. But the thing about it is they don't care if it's legal, Kelly.
Right. It's just, the people in the community can't turn this around and say, hey, I'm not going to go to jail. You can't accuse me of this. I'm not going to court. I'm not going to follow the rules. We still get thrown in jail. But this man thinks that, hey, I'm the president and I could do whatever the heck I want.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. If you'll defy your own extreme conservative court that you put in place, why would you listen to anything in the Constitution when you feel that you have the ability to defy everything?
Exactly.
I don't think he's going to be in any shape to be president by 2028, but what do I know?
I don't either.
We've got news, traffic, and sports right now. We can continue on the other side if you like. KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. The FBI has joined the investigation into a violent attack at Pike's Pub in Fort Wayne, Indiana. A black man was beaten by white men wearing outlaw motorcycle vests. Sheriff Troy Hirschberger says the FBI's involvement will help build the strongest case possible. Here's what Fort Wayne's Black Mayor Sharon Tucker had to say.
If you do something in the city, we are going to find you, and we are going to hold you accountable.
The DOJ links the outlaws to criminal activity. A Guatemalan man deported to Mexico has returned to the U.S. after a court ordered his return. Identified as OCG, he landed east to trace the call. Investigators say they now have a suspect. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.